What's up, travel bugs? We are in Boston, Massachusetts because we were lucky enough to get tickets for Taylor Swift's Eras tour. This morning we arrived into Boston and went to the Friendly Toast for brunch, and now we're exploring Boston Common and visited Boston Public Garden. The park was founded in 1837, and today the Public Garden is one of Boston's most famous public parks. Along the shores of the pond, you'll see the beautiful weeping willows, and along the garden pathways, you'll find elms, chestnuts, and beech trees. The pond is the most prominent feature in the Boston Public Garden. Since 1877, the Public Garden pond has been home to the swan boats. The swan boats have become a cultural icon in Boston. This sculpture recreates the duck family in Robert McCloskey's children's book, Make Way for Ducklings. Our visit to the Make Way for Ducklings sculpture ended up coming full circle when we visited the BRD Bookshop. The BRD Bookshop has become famous because it features a collection of books that you can shop for outside. The store also features a collection of rare first edition books. In the afternoon, we went on a guided walking tour of the Freedom Trail. The Freedom Trail is a 2.5-mile long path that goes through Boston and passes by 17 locations significant to the history of the United States. The trail starts in Boston Common in downtown Boston and passes into the North End and ends at the Bunker Hill Monument in Charlestown. The trail is marked by a line of red bricks throughout the city, marked with the Freedom Trail emblem. The Freedom Trail can be done either as a self-guided walking tour or a guided walking tour. We opted to do the guided tour because we wanted more insight from a guide. The Freedom Trail Walk into History tour is the most popular tour. It starts at Boston Common and is 90 minutes long, where you walk about a mile of the trail, ending at Faneuil Hall. Alright, so today is our Taylor Swift day. This morning we went and got brunch at a really cute place called Cafe Bonjour, and now we're all dressed up for the Eras tour. We got our friendship bracelets and we're ready to go hang out with some Swifties and sing all of our favorite Taylor Swift songs. Our Eras tour concert ended up being one of the rainiest of the tour. Despite standing in the rain for over 5 hours, we had an amazing time and we're so happy that we had the opportunity to finally see Taylor Swift together. For our third day in Boston, we decided to spend the rest of our time exploring the other historic sites in the city. First, we visited the Boston Tea Party ships. The Boston Tea Party Museum and Ships is a reenactment experience where you are immersed in the retelling of the Boston Tea Party. The museum features 2 full-scale replicas of 18th century sailing vessels. The museum experience was super fun and informative, and we were glad that we did it. We then decided to go on a second walking tour with the Freedom Trail. The tour that we had done on Friday was only the first half of the Freedom Trail, and we wanted to see the rest of it with a guided tour. To see the rest of the Freedom Trail, we booked the North End tour, which started at Faneuil Hall and ended near Bunker Hill. We were glad that we booked the North End tour in addition to the Walk Through History tour because we were able to see all of the historic sites with a guide. After our North End walking tour, we visited the Bunker Hill Monument and USS Constitution Museum in the Charlestown Navy Yard. At the Navy Yard, we toured the USS Constitution and the USS Cassin Young. After our long day of exploring, we decided to get dinner in Boston's North End. The North End today is known for its famous Italian restaurants and bakeries. We decided to grab a few pastries and cannolis from Bova's Bakery and go to dinner at La Familia Giorgio's. We've made it to Plymouth Patuxet Museums, where the second English settlement in North America and the first English settlement in New England was established at Plymouth Colony, and the Patuxet Village, which is an indigenous village here in the area. We're going to be exploring the historic site today that has many different areas that explore this history. We're learning a lot while we're visiting Plymouth Patuxet Museums. There's 4 main sites you can visit here. There is the Patuxet home site, which has indigenous homes and other structures. This is the 17th century village, which represents where the Plymouth colonists would have lived. There's also a 17th century reproduction grist mill and a reproduction of the Mayflower. In addition to visiting the Plymouth Patuxet Village, we stopped at the grist mill, the Plymouth Rock Monument, and the replica Mayflower II ship. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and we'll see you next time, Travel Bugs.